January 5th, 2024, peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, Port Harcourt refinery to complete test run this month. Gunmen kidnap 4 people in Port Harcourt. EFCC searches Dangote Group headquarters over Forex probe. And on the foreign scene, Senegal's top court rejects opposition leader Sanko's appeal. I am Ifechuku Moyeli with the news. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited says test runs at the 60,000 barrels per day Port Harcourt refinery will be completed this month. Reuters quoted NNPC spokesperson Femi Soneye as saying that testing will conclude shortly, ensuring the refinery's efficient operation. Mr. Soneye added that the test run was a major step towards resuming operations 5 years after the plant was shut. Recall that the NNPCL in December 2023 announced the mechanical completion of rehabilitation work on the Area 5 plant of the facility. But the chairman of Trade Union Congress TUC in Rivers State, Foster Onyefuru, says the Port Harcourt refinery may not work in the next 3 to 6 months. Ms. Onyefuru said this today on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire. He said the government is still in a political mood and is not yet interested in the affairs of Nigeria.
That facility is not coming up anything less than 3, 4, 5, 6 months, if it ever comes. When you do your pre-commissioning checks, you might discover that some issues that may come up might require 6 weeks, 8 weeks, depending on whatever it is. Our government today is still in political mood.
Mr. Onyefuru said other petroleum marketers who have been issued license to import petrol have yet to get relief on foreign exchange, unlike the NNPC that has unrestricted access to Forex.
NNPC, that is the sole importer of petroleum products, that you have also given licenses to about 12 companies or so to start importation, but those other companies don't have any access to Forex. It's only NNPC Limited that have access to Forex. How do you now expect these other licenses or you have given to perform?
Away from that, some local vigilante groups have shared insight into the security situation within the areas during the festive season. Now, the General Commander of Diobu Vigilante, Amatari Bipilade, tells correspondent Emekotoka that there were no significant security threat in the Diobu axis of Port Harcourt last year, unlike the previous years. Now, Mr. Bipilade said there was a significant reduction in crime during the festive season in Diobu and its environs.
The security situation during the youth tide was, I think, 80% advantage to the public. Previously, a youth tide season like this, you hear cases of kidnapping, you hear cases of armed robbery, shootout. With this time around, I think the Commissioner of Police was very active to deploy. We came out in our mass to see that there should be no breakdown of law and order. Only debts that was recorded, few, which is persons coming from church, their phones were snatched, and some of them were recovered.
Mr. Bipilade says Diobu Vigilante is committed to strengthening ties with the police and the public to combat crime in the area this year. He, however, emphasized the need for logistical support in their operations.
When the distress calls come, there is no fuel in the patrol vehicle to patrol. It becomes an impediment to the society. So we want the government to see it as a necessity, so that every month, I think impress should be sent to police stations, impress should be sent to vigilantes to sustain this trend. If there is no money to buy fuel, even if there is a distress call, how do they respond to it? You will not use saliva or you will not use the urine to put into the car to respond to distress calls. If these areas are not sustained, we will see further to the days of insecurity.
Also speaking, the General Commander of Abo OSPAC, David Amadi, said there was a reduced crime rate within Abo. He said the only reported crime in the area was a kidnapping incident in Rumalogu.
The level of crime we have here is majorly that of burglary, minor theft and stealings, although more intense one happened around the Rumalogu, which is kidnapping. And this new year, the public should expect more from us. Our training will be conducted within ourselves, and then this new year, the public should expect more from us in terms of having their 2 eyes closed when they are sleeping, because our men are now motivated and more trained to confront with the challenges ahead.
In the same vein, gunmen have kidnapped 4 people along the Obirikwere Airport Road in Port Harcourt. The chief security officer of the Ikwere local government area, Dixon Womahon, tells correspondent Emeka Otoka that the incident happened around 4 p.m. on Tuesday evening.
I got a call 2 days ago that some hoodlums have blocked road along Airport to Brikure Road, that there was a lot of shooters. I get to mobilize security men. Getting to this, we saw more than 20 cartridge for the ground for the scene of the crime. So start asking them what happened. So, as even boys, all of them brand new AK. Then just line up when they are going, they just stop them for the road. Was shooting. Rapid. Then they try to revive their vehicle. Then block them at back also. After they rob them finish, then pick in the wife that is pregnant, pick in the younger brother. Then put for their person and move.
The spokesperson for the River State Police Command, Grace Iringakoko, confirmed this, but said only 3 people were kidnapped during the attack. She said tactical team commanders and the DPOs have been deployed within the jurisdiction for adequate security measures. An online video showed an exchange of gunfire between the police and some gunmen along the Obirikwere Airport Road. Elsewhere, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA says youth in Borno State have resorted to drinking fermented human urine preserved for over 10 days as a substitute for hard drugs. The NDLEA commander of narcotics in Borno State, Ilyasu Mani, said this in a statement in Maiduguri yesterday. Mr. Mani said the youth also consume unconventional substances like lizard feces, camel urine, Lipton soaked in gin, methylated spirit mixed with soft drinks, as well as inhaling toilet fumes and dirty gutters in their pursuit of intoxication. Still to come, EFCC searches Dangote Group headquarters over Forex probe. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of news. A lawyer, Ken Allen Wakama, believes the visit of Governor Siminalayi Fubara to his Bayelsa counterpart Doyediri was a thank you visit to the Ijos for mobilizing support for him during the peak of the political crisis in Rivers State. Dr. Allen Wakama, however, tells our correspondent that if Governor Fubara intended to peacefully resolve the disputes between the two states, his entourage would have been made up of lawyers.
It also goes beyond trying to harmonize the legal disagreements between Rivers State and Bayelsa State. The persons in the entourage, they were made up of largely persons from the same ethnic stock. If it was all about trying to harmonize the legal disagreements between Rivers State and Bayelsa State, perhaps the composition of the entourage would have had more of lawyers. So the visit is all about trying to thank the governor of Bayelsa State and the Ijaw Nation for the solidarity shown him at the peak of the crisis.
Dr. Allen Wakama also said the visit proved that the crisis had an ethnic dimension.
A large chunk of persons who made comment at the peak of the crisis were drawn from a particular ethnic group. The crisis was not all about, they tried to exploit the upward variant thing that exists in Rivers State, but it wasn't all about it. It was just a disagreement between politicians. The uplanders and the riverine were all grasses and buffalo elephants were fighting. The crisis never had anything to do with the upland riverine bridge. But still, they try to introduce the ethnic dimension to it.
Moving on now, operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, conducted a raid at the headquarters of the Dangote Group as it intensified investigations into alleged foreign exchange deals under the former Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. A report by Premium Times and said EFCC operatives arrived at the group's headquarters in Lagos on Thursday, demanding documents relating to foreign exchange allocations it received in the last 10 years. Now, the Lagos State government says it will close the third mainland bridge next Tuesday. The State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwasehu Oshiemi, in a statement said the closure was to allow the repair works of the Federal Ministry of Works to continue on some sections of the bridge. And now to business. The federal government has released 108.5 billion naira out of the 217 billion naira set aside for the emergency repairs of 260 roads in the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Minister of Works David Umahi made this known during a meeting with directors of the ministry in Abuja. In entertainment, actress Funke Akindele's A Tribe Called Judah has broken the record as the first Nollywood movie to hit a 1 billion naira mark at the box office. In sport, Paralympian Oscar Pistorius has been freed on parole from a South African jail nearly 11 years after murdering his girlfriend Riva Steenkamp. Officials confirmed Pistorius is at home today, having served half of his more than 13-year sentence.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Senegal's Supreme Court has rejected opposition leader Ousmane Sonko's appeal against a libel conviction, potentially ruling him out of next month's presidential election. He's seen as a strong potential challenger in the race to succeed President Macky Sall, who is stepping down after 2 terms. Mr. Sonko has faced several court cases since 2021, all of which he denies. Now that's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. On the news this afternoon, you heard Port Harcourt Refinery will complete a test run this month. Gunmen have kidnapped 4 people in Port Harcourt. EFCC has searched the Dangote Group headquarters over a forex probe. And on the foreign scene, Senegal's Supreme Court has rejected opposition leader Ousmane Sonko's appeal against a libel conviction. The news was edited by Martha Okirinkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ife Chukwumonyeli. Many thanks for listening.